is just and if you're following along with me, you know how I read the cards. If you're new to my channel, how I do the cards is I do read the main cards out and then the clarifiers second. So I'll go through a review of all of the cards initially and give you the highlights. I'm going to do the fortune. Sorry, I'm close to traffic here. I'm also going to do the Fortune Oracle cards, and we'll go through those here in just a second. But for the moment, we'll go through. I focused mainly on finances at this time, at least with the tarot, and then with the cards following that, with the Oracle, they're just more generalized. So we'll just do some other additional reads, but this is what I have for you starting out. So initially, when we look at the Queen of Cups, this is an indicator that you are dealing, it is a more mature energy. It certainly does indicate that you are, I find it more of a receptive energy. So it means that there's something that's more internal happening versus something external. I find the queens are more of an assessing sort of energy. It does feel like it is, sorry guys, I didn't realize there'd be so much traffic out here. I'm just at a quick park en route. So anyway, but like I said, the Queen of Cups does indicate that this is something in around an emotional state. So there is something here that speaks to new ideas, but also more of an expansion. Well, actually, I don't want to say expansion just yet until I read each card individually, but we'll start again. Queen of Cups, sentimental, something that's committed to nurturing energy, personal growth, and related around tradition. And I want to also I'm going to just pull this forward anyway. Taurus energy, that's the bottom of your deck, which is also very traditional. So that seems to be speaking very significantly for the month of September, October. Actually, I guess this would be October, November, December. Sorry, not September. Although I did pull for September the Oracle card here of patience, but we'll get to that here in a minute. So, like I said, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio comes up with this card. Could be dealing with, or certainly dealing with the energy of those signs. Doesn't have to be that particular sign. But it's a lot of intuition, and I feel like that is something that's guiding you in this period. So this is where I feel that you're comfortable with yourself. There's something that's emotionally fulfilling going on here. This could be in around home, as I see tradition is a bit of the highlight here. There's definitely something coming in terms of an emotional state that seems to be highlighted. So again, this could be a connection, doesn't have to be romantic, can be something that is around a friendship or something that was possibly um, awry, but either way, I do feel like a lot of really good energy is coming in here, especially on the emotional level. So I feel like it's going to have more of a powerful impact on you on a physical basis as far as your health as well. So it is something about opening up emotionally, and there's a lot more spiritual flow here as well. And lots, as I mentioned, certainly does indicate that there's a lot more going on intuitively for you as well. But it does feel like there's a more, in terms of your finances, a lot more dependability. Hi there, Angel. A lot more dependability, and certainly it does speak to strong self-esteem because it is a mature energy, but also it's knowing what you're able to bring to the table. So you are moving toward more stability in the next 3 months. Now, the Ace of Cups, again, this is just the clarifier, but we are looking at something that, again, is still very much in that realm of emotions, relationships, and certainly feels like it's connected to people. And it certainly can be speaking to a little bit of energy around the summer space, as that is a card of summer. But it's certainly around either a new love affair or a new passion or something that's fairly new around the emotional space that is a happy situation and it's at the beginning stages of something. So this can be, it's not a one night stand for those that are curious. This is something that's more of an unconditional love. It's something that's an acceptance. It's something of a revitalizing energy. So this, even if it is a new relationship for some, for those that would be revolving around, it would be more along the lines of, something that took a quick turn into more of a serious romantic attachment. But either way, it just feels like there's an unexpected upgrade of some sort emotionally. Could be even around the home front as well. And certainly it does have water sign energy attached to this as well. But like I said, it feels like it's something that's moving to more of an upswing either way. Now, I want to say, and intuition, as I say, is also very much highlighted. Now, we are getting into the next cards here, which speak to Empress. Sorry, I was just trying to read and hello there. Sorry, I can't really read the name. Is it Clefton? Sorry. And hello either way. But we are dealing with, again, the finances here. So there's a lot going on that's quite positive. Now, the Empress is that energy of mother figure, could also be dealing with just overall energy of things moving in your direction that is more favorable. So I do feel like there's a lot more money that's coming in for you over the next 3 months. It feels like it's an abundant time for you. And I would say, even with the Empress, like I said, this could be more directly dealing with good luck in a situation as well. And it certainly does have that, entertainment around, physical pleasures. All of that kind of comes into play if you're interested in that aspect of it. But like I said, this is where ideas blossom. This is where there's a lot more enrichment coming in. And again, seems to be very much on the home front. So it's very traditional, whatever this is. This does speak to me as more of a nurturing connection as well, and it certainly is speaking to, in terms of finances, something that is, benefiting you in some way, whether this is a raise or whether this is an easing of financial obligations. There's something here that really speaks to a good time for investments. And I feel because of that, that's why the clarifier is the Seven of Pentacles. So this is, of course, where you're starting to really get to work on figuring out where to put things, how to pay things off, how to reevaluate, what's the next steps. This is still a card of patience and still building something here even further out. But it's you evaluating your achievements or what your long-term sustainable return would be on where you place your money. So I feel like, again, assessing progress, and it's certainly more growth, more discipline that's involved, doing things in a traditional way. You have what it takes, and I feel like your hard work is going to pay off, especially with so much higher energy here and commitment and abundance and traditional realms of dealing with things. So again, there's something here that's entirely new that you might be working on, that's coming in, but keep moving, because this patience is going to pay off for you in a very big way. And even in the more material sense, in the short term, I feel like you're still benefiting here. Hello, Marie. Thanks. And so again, with the Ace of Pentacles, this is, again, it's something that's still moving forward. Ace of Pentacles is the money card. This is the beginning card. You also have, like I said, you've got all the abundance cards. You've got the big ones out here. So this tells me that there is something that's really really moving in your favor either way. This is material possessions, prosperity, anything that's going to move you into a positive reward for hard work or efforts and things that you've already put some time and effort and energy into. So again, initiating the plan with the Seven of Pentacles and with that structured card. But again, this is building or upgrading something. So there's a lot here that is talking about positive reward, and the timing is right. So again, finances, new business, financial opportunities, anything like that is that's going to be of gain to you. And I do feel like this is going to allow you to sort of rest easy with the Four of Swords. This is a time for you to, because that you're starting to see that you can accrue something here, as far as personal satisfaction, it makes you feel more emotionally at ease. And that's what the Four of Swords is. This is definitely speaking to things starting to move in a space where you can heal. I would definitely say that because this level of healing, this also is an indication to me that maybe you're a little bit on burnout. Recuperation, it's a time of inactivity either way. And it feels like because of all these projects that are sort of in motion over here, this again feels to me as though it's not a stall, it's you taking some time off to devote to yourself. And it just feels like, you might be at peace and quiet, basically, coming in over the next 3 months. Now, there is something here as well that kind of speaks to, stepping back, because there is something here that is going to put you in a position of gain. And that may be where you're starting to figure out deliberately where things will go. Now, a Two of Cups, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but I especially see Two of Cups as an energy of working together with somebody. This is a partnership, relationship, or a time of a decision, could be all as well. But the Two of Cups is also something here that tells me that I feel like it's more of a working alliance. It is definitely speaking to love connection for some of you, but it's definitely a partnership that I feel that's very strongly connected, and it's bringing two ideas together. It's anything along the lines of feeling much more complete, much more emotionally balanced. And again, it is speaking strongly to a friendship, companionship, or something here that's highlighted that is more of an appreciative energy. So this can be where there's a time of settling minor disputes as well, resolving differences, but it's more of a smooth partnership and things are starting to move forward. Like I say, because this is good fortune that's coming in and it's like old debts, everything starts to get cleared up over the next 3 months. This is the card of balance. So Temperance, big major arcana, although the major arcana that was out was, well, actually, they're more the secondary cards because I'll get to those here in a second and sort of recap it. And again, you're not making decisions on a Monday or a Wednesday, so I mean, take it as it resonates. Some of you may be going through this energy here a little further out. And hi, Mallory. But either way, and Arwen, um, and Willow, hi. So yeah, Temperance, like I say, things are starting to balance out. You're going to see things start to feel a lot more, you're going to be more centered. I would say that I'll try to get you a timeline on that as well, because for the most part, Temperance cards is, things that are moving a little bit more slower, as I said, and it's more balanced energy. But we're going to tie it all together and just sort of see where things are at in terms of a timeline. But overall, I feel like Temperance is telling me that there's a lot of spirituality, there's a lot of intuition going on here. I do feel like there's cosmic energies at play here for you, and I do feel like this is the energy of just again, there's a lot of good luck here. There's a lot of good luck. I would take advantage of this time. So any outstanding things that you have, look after it right away, because this is a gift of healing. This is a gift of something that you can springboard from to improve your situation on a financial basis. And it can even be a negotiation on that basis as well, just with the two cards there. But either way, the cards all indicate that things are moving in a really positive way. So now we're going to kind of tie this in, and then we will get to the Hierophant card here as well, which is your bottom of the deck. And below that, just as a sideline, is the Fool card. So that's some energy of something new that you're doing, some new direction that you're trying to go ahead with. Thanks, Willow. Appreciate that. But the Hierophant, again, it's a really structured energy. So nothing too dramatic going on. You really are pulling things together. Could be dealing with a hierarchical or a business or an organization here as well. This could be for some of you on a smaller scale, leading to a new job opportunity as well. But I do see definitely the Hierophant is that energy of stable, down to earth, and you could even be getting advice from someone that is in a higher ranking position. But either way, this is all energy of investing in something, long-term financial outlook, and it definitely speaks to following the rules. So we're also going to kind of tie this in with, like I said, the oracle cards, but we're just going to pull this together here. Okay, so just to recap in the short term here. So again, Queen of Cups, and this was the main card out. So this is minor energy. It's not major arcana. And then the Ace of Cups. These two were technically together. So again, what I see here is a gift from the universe that's coming in. If not straight away, it's pretty soon into maybe October. But either way, this is emotional comfort. This is flow. It doesn't scream money right away, but it does tell me that there's kind of a gentle, emotionally satisfying month either way it's to start off with in the month of October. I do feel again there's some kind of new emotional energy or opportunity or a creative offer or even financial help, but there's a gain coming in, like a new source of income that is helping you to feel good about the month of October. Then we get into the month of, so again, just to kind of recap, October is bringing in a real strong, stable, emotional, fulfilling, kind of financially sound place. This is where you're not making major gains, but you're not distressed. There could be a gift of some sort. This is a refund or some kind of small income flow that's coming into you. But either way, it does help to move things ahead. Then we're into the month of November, because October, you're starting to feel more calm and balanced and emotionally attuned. And then it helps you to sort of break free into more into better emotional choices. So November, you've got the Empress. This is the major arcana. So November, it feels like there is something that's coming in here that I feel like you've been waiting on as well. So November, there's growth, there's energy. There's a bit of an energy of slow and steady, because even though the Empress shows abundance and creative, energy and nurturing and all of that, the Seven of Pentacles tells me there's something either that you've been waiting on and that there's been a delay with it, or that there could be a delay. So if you're investing in something more long term, home, health, family, or project, it feels like it's just a slight bit of a delayed reward. You may not see the payoff right away, but you're still planting some really good seeds there. But again, I feel like there is something that's still coming through in the month of November as well, because you feel abundant with that card. Again, could be dealing with the mother figure as well. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, and sorry, just a summary as well on the November. So again, Empress is a time of, finances beginning to grow. You're starting to see things stabilize, making some smart investments, and there's a little bit of patience that's still required. Things might feel a little bit slow, but they're now starting to build. It's a strong month for you to save and to invest, to do anything along that line. But I do feel like it is a productive period, nurturing, still requires some patience. Be wise with your money. The results aren't instant, but you are still getting something in both months, I would say. Now, the Ace of Pentacles, this is more to do with December. And again, I do have, oh, sorry, that was, yeah, December, sorry, is more the Four of Swords energy. And that Ace of Pentacles really belongs with the November energy. So something is paying off there. Now, December is the Four of Swords. And again, we had that with, that's not a major arcana, it's minor. So it does feel like the December month is a little bit more laid back that way. So I feel like it's rest, balance, more peaceful energy. It certainly does speak to you taking a break, taking some time. There's mutual support. You might be getting some kind of financial help here, cooperation, anything like that with the Two of Cups. Certainly with the Temperance card, again, it's all about balance, moderation, doing things in a very level-headed way, spending wisely, staying grounded. So for the month of December, I feel like that's a month of restoration and balance, and possibly lowering your income or spending. And so it's more of a de-stress, less stress kind of situation. So you may get some support from someone emotionally or financially. And if you're recovering from burnout or high expenses or whatever, this is still that healing phase in December. And it feels like you're just keeping everything kind of low key in December. Now, again, because the bottom of the deck is the Hierophant, that's a really strong card of being in control. That theme is structure, tradition, institution, anything around your finances. Could be big business, corporate business, anything that's an official system, even government oriented, could be taking some kind of play in this situation. So again, that could be coming in from a job, a pension, institution, grant, anything like that. But either way, I feel like you're seeking stability through a formal or safe channel. So the money is coming in through something on a regular basis, through either a job or corporation or governmental institution. So it feels like, again, the financial advice for this 3-month period is that this one reminds you to follow what works. Stick to your financial wisdom, trust the process and the structure. No big risks, it's stability, and that is your best strategy. But also, again, I see two different periods of finances coming in here for October, November, which is helping you to really rebuild things. And I do feel like there is more cooperation overall in the month of December. So again, emotionally positive in October, some kind of gift or a small gain of some sort. And again, as well for November, slow, steady growth with the Empress. And it's rest and balance, possibly support from others as well, or a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius with that Two of Cups energy there. And overall, you are not in any financial crisis over the next 3 months. In fact, the cards show you being very strategic, wise, careful. You're grounded, and the theme is more of mental growth and inner stability. It's not huge financial growth or leap, but there's also no big losses, and it still feels like you're getting 2 influxes of money that will help to stabilize things. So the best month for growth is probably going to be November, because you're accumulating in October and then November. But the most peaceful, stable month is December. And I feel like emotionally, you're there's unexpected support that kind of shows up in October and December. So now we're going to the final cards out here, which are the oracle cards. So this is, okay, that's I guess a little bit too in the way. All right, we'll go back there. All right, so this one is, again, Sharina Star Oracle cards, Fortune Oracle. So when I see the patience card, of course, slow down. This is September. I actually asked this one for the month of September. Slow down, change your attitude, clear your mind. So there's something here that you might be trying to rush or push through. But either way, it does feel like there is a mention that you need to slow down, change your attitude, clear your mind. So again, you're being asked to sort of surrender to some kind of divine timing. There's something that you can't be in control of. Not everything is going to move quickly, but forcing things is going to backfire on you. So your mental or your emotional state may be anxious or restless during this time, but this card tells you to pause in September, breathe, let things unfold. So the delay here is not a denial, as they say. It's progress. It's not perfection. It's just not ready yet. So you may be feeling blocked in September, slowed down, or emotionally tired. And so use this month to rebalance or plan and then release control. Now we're into the card of the Phoenix. This is the card for October. So again, be prepared to be renewed after a period of crisis. So things are about to change here for you. This is pretty powerful energy in October. It's a rebirth. This is rising from the ashes. This is, you've likely let something go by October or endured a difficult emotional phase. And now you're rising again. You're stronger, you're wiser. Things are more clear, you're more confident, and this is a sense of personal power here as well. And it is followed up by the card of celebration. So this is the 5 is a shift. You're ready to bring in the new and exciting things that are coming into your life. So this is good news. You're being rewarded actually here. And again, this is coming through in that month of October. So again, it's a reset. You're rewarded. There's good news. There's joy. There's a breakthrough. There's a social energy that's starting to return here as well. You might be even reconnecting with people, receiving more positive feedback. But either way, that social energy is here and you're reconnecting. Positive feedback. You can expect a personal win here also. And when we get to, so like I said, October, it's more of a true turning point, really. So this is the rising from the ashes in October. And again, I feel like that's your most transformative and uplifting month in this cycle. But you're going to be celebrating more small wins in the month of October. So a lot more mental or emotional clarity here as well. In November, the card of the Lovers, there are 2 paths ahead. Be true to yourself. So there's something here that's talking about you realigning in some way. So there's a decision or some kind of emotional crossroads, could be concerning a relationship, a romantic or friendship, something that might have been out of alignment. But so again, it's not only about romantic love, but for however this resonates for you, it's about alignment. So you're choosing from your heart space. You're choosing from the heart, your beliefs, you're prioritizing your values. So this is where it tests your loyalty to yourself, or it calls for emotional clarity. And I say that because it's followed up by the card of the moon, which is usually ups and downs emotionally, gray areas, working through the subconscious, things not quite entirely clear. And I feel like that's where things are in terms of relationship. There is a relationship that is highlighted in the month of October that's not extremely clear, is a little bit emotionally confusing. And I would say that it's sort of a cautionary energy. You're being told to trust your inner knowing, because this is also an intuitive energy. Be careful, about overthinking and any illusions that you might come across. But again, the main energy was the Lover, so there is a reconnection there. Now, this was the card that was at the bottom. Oh, and I also want to state here too, so again, for November, the emotional energy is one of depth, sensitivity, a need to trust your intuition. And it certainly speaks to an emotional or spiritual choice, possibly around a relationship, life direction, or a creative identity. So there is some confusion or uncertainty around that path and about what's the right path to take, but it's still speaking to some kind of gut feeling or some kind of, it's not logic alone that you're dealing with. You have to kind of rely on your intuition for that. So now the last cards out were, which I thought was incredible. So I'm just going to, before I kind of go through these ones, this was the cards that were actually at the bottom of the deck. So we'll go through those in a second. So again, September is more of a healing and a reset. You're being asked to detach, wait, reset. Grow is the underground message. Things are not visible yet. And then in October, there is a breakthrough. There's more joyful moments, more emotional, energetic renewals, brighter outlook. You're going to reconnect with people on some level or reconnect with a sense of purpose. It could be all. And then we have that emotional depth in November. And again, that's where you're making some kind of a choice, facing a decision, or there's some kind of internal shift that's going to demand you to be emotionally honest with yourself and using intuition over logic when you do have to address that decision. So again, the final cards out from the Sharina Star Fortune Oracle. Plane 26, Angel 2, 15, Key 29, Star. And the summary of all of those is very good. So technically, even if we were just to stop at this one, a journey is indicated either physically or metaphorically. Your life will become more full. So what that one really speaks to is movement or travel or a major shift. So it could be a literal trip, could be more of a spiritual or emotional journey that you're undertaking, but either way, you're going somewhere with it. So even if it's not geographically, it does confirm that things are accelerating, they're expanding. And I feel like that's after a time of things, being slowed down, especially in September, something to that effect. So there is, again, kind of an echo of be patient still from September, but life is becoming richer, broader, more open. So now we're getting into the angel card. So this is reassurance. You have your angels guiding and protecting you on this spiritual journey. So this is something here that's actively present, especially over the course of the 3 months. So whether you're religious or not, or spiritual or just simply intuitive, you can trust the unseen things that are operating around you at this time. And it also means it's connecting you to synchronicity. So messages, matching up numbers, 444, 555, 1111, however that resonates for you. It's like a little download to say you're on the right path. So again, it's quiet inner nudges, especially in an emotionally complex sort of situation. This is which is sometimes in around that November moon card energy. Now we're into the turning point. So this is what the key is all about. This is you're being given the key to a new phase. You're going to have to release something from the past that may be of an emotional weight. It's either an old identity, it could be all things here, habit, fear, whatever that is for you. But it does boil down to the star energy. So it's not judgment, but it does indicate the hard times are over. You can look forward to an abundance of happiness, enthusiasm, and positivity. Hope is returning here after a difficult period and an uncertain period, and it's you're realigning with your soul's truth. And I definitely feel like it's very strong healing energy here, emotionally, spiritually, physically. And it's like you're going to be able to dream again and believe in things again because it's a renewal energy. And this is where you just have to learn to trust that bigger picture. Again, it does feel like to some extent here that, you're already done all the heavy emotional, spiritual lifting, so to speak. So this is that energy of being blessed now, being guided. You're ready to receive, realign, and rise. That is the main energy. It's a guiding energy. It is hope, healing, emotional expansion energy. So either way, you can trust in a better outcome and you can start dreaming again. That's basically what the message is. Very strong, supportive, healing energy, community, and all of that's coming through here, guys. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight over the next 3 months. Amazing, amazing energy. So I definitely feel like you are on track for something very incredible, especially like I said, with all the cards of the key, new beginning, directions, the angel card, protection, the plane card, going on a journey. And again, even with just reflecting back to the lovers and the moon card, celebrations, reconnection with community, you're rising from the ashes. Just be patient. Keep moving forward. And there was a saying that that I like. It's not how good you are, it's how good you want to be. So keep moving forward and never give up.